Hello, good friends. This is Pastor Brad Miller, Dr. Brad Miller, with the power of vulnerability here on the 40-Day Way live broadcast for 40 days, every day in August and through September 9th. I am doing a live video log and posting on my YouTube page as well to test out doing live video for an extended period of time, to get a little better at it and to share something of value to you. Today I want to share with you for just a minute or two the productive power of vulnerability. I was at a conference a few days ago and I heard one of the presenters was a guy named Marcus Lemonis, and I may not be pronouncing that correctly, but Lemonis, Lemonis. You may know him on a TV show called The Prophet, where he basically goes to a business that's failing or in trouble, and he goes and he has evaluations and kind of gives a little tough love to people, and then does he, really strict evaluation of their business practices and so on, and then in some cases, many cases, gives advice and sometimes invest in these companies to help turn them around. What he shared in this, what I want to share with you, this is part of the process that he does in turning these businesses around, would seem to be in many ways counterintuitive to many people in the business world. And it's something that when I heard his presentation got my attention, because it does seem counterintuitive about how to get ahead. That is the power of being vulnerable. Lemonis shared how when he goes into a business, one of the things he does with the business owner and the people who run the business, CEOs and so on, is he shares something vulnerable from his life first. Not necessarily a business story, but it could be a personal story. And in his presentation, Lemonis shared about how he'd had, a bit of a rough upbringing and was adopted and was very much of a loner in his life, and fell into some states of depression and even considered suicide at one time. That's the type of thing he shares with business people. And in turn, they often then break down barriers of any facade and share intimate vulnerable details with him. And that foundation then of vulnerability builds trust that then is translated into business success, into rebuilding things based on trust. Now, so this is the key thing here. If you want to build good stuff in life, it is not about distrust. It is not about trying to crush the other guy. It is about being trustful and building trust. In fact, there's a book out there I read a while back called The Speed of Trust. Now, if you want to get something done, really get something done, trust one another. That's a value that I believe that we can have that can help us move forward in life. But how do you gain trust? How do you gain trust in the first place? Well, one of the ways you do that is through the power of vulnerability, sharing something out of your life that breaks down barriers with someone else. In my life, one of the reasons I'm doing this series of live broadcasts is because I've had some very vulnerable times in my life that have been powerful experiences, and I feel like I've got something to contribute to other people, and so I've got something to give back because I've had disasters in my life. Some years ago, about 15 years or so ago, I had a life-threatening situation. I had basically in a very terrible situation. I lost about 2/3 of my blood in one terrible moment from my colon. I had a tear in my colon, and without going into all the gory details, I lost in one massive explosion in my bathroom. I basically covered the bathroom floor to ceiling with blood. It was such a horrible situation. I can't express to you how bad it was. But I almost died. Had to go to the hospital, and that happened to be over Easter time, and I had to do some reflection in my life about what I was all about, what was meaningful in my life, and I made some decisions then regarding my career and my family to spend more time with my family, particularly my two sons, and to do that rather than to spend a lot of time at the office. Well, you pay some prices, you do some things, but I have no regrets in that. And I feel like I'm a better person, better man, better father, better husband because of those type of things. I want to ask you, what are some areas that you have been powerfully disruptive in your life? And what do you need to share in order to build trust, in order to gain advantage in your life? And part of the process of the 40-day way process that we're talking about here is pinpointing and naming that disaster in your life, that problem in your life, and then how do we move a process along over 40 days of a process to make progress, to get to a better place, to get a place where you're out of a rut, you're out of a place where you're stuck, into a place where you're making advancements in your life. One of the ways we do that is building trust with others who we can be in partnership with. That's why I want to be with you. If I can be helpful to you by being a sounding board, a place where you can begin a process of moving from a bad place to a good place, one of the ways we can do that is the power of vulnerability. That's what I got to share with you today here, friends. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time on the 40-Day Way broadcast. That we've gone now 14 days. This is August 14th. We've gone 14 days of our 40 days in this process. And so I'll see you again tomorrow on August the 15th as we continue the process of live blogging every day. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time on the 40-Day Way.